What up, everybody? It's your boy Llyght. Man, I'm just posted up in the storm right now. I don't know if y'all been looking outside, but it's like a monsoon out there. I got my fresh fade on, I got my crew neck, got a little bit of tree, and I got a little bit of beats in me. Thought I'd break you guys off with a little bit more of a taste of what we were working with. As you probably have seen, I've been working on an EP now for the past few months, so I've been really going in on production for that in particular. So what I'm going to kind of work with tonight is something that I may use for that, and may not, I don't know. But it's kind of on that similar vibe, so I thought I'd break you guys off with like a little preview of something. On this particular one, I don't know music for shit, like literally. I don't know how to read music, I don't know how to like go through a book and be able to look at chord progressions. I can kind of just like visualize shit a little bit, and obviously I listen. So I was playing out notes for myself, but I kind of wanted to go for a specific feel. So I recorded, I made my own chord essentially, and I listened to the chord, and I looked at the scale of it on the piano, so I went online to see if I could find out what kind of chord it is. And apparently, that chord is an E minor ninth. So apparently the chord I created was an E minor ninth. So I looked online, I found little scales on it, kind of looked at some chord progressions, and then I was like, okay, maybe I can get an idea of how I want to like make the riff of this particular one, so it's still kind of in that vibe. I wanted like a little bit of a neo-soul vibe. So I went on there and I found this second note, which comes in right after this one. That one. I don't even remember what it was on the scale, but it gave me a couple of other progressions to go through, and I was like, I really like that second note, but I want to do something different for the end. I don't want it to be some sort of like a classic progression or something like that. So what I did was I went through and I kind of found some good like bass roots, like roots of the chord essentially that I liked, and from there kind of build a couple of other chords on top. So the last two little pieces that I put together for that particular riff were things that I just made up that went with how it went essentially. But I guess it was in E minor ninth. I'm trying to learn music a little bit more, so since I'm trying to do that, I've been really trying to dive into like reading music a little bit more. So I made this riff, which is kind of like the main melody. All on my little MPK Mini, get with it. It's kind of cool, right? It kind of got this little sexy vibe to it a little bit. I took this instrument, I made it super warm with a filter, put a little bit of a delay on it, nothing too flashy. But after I had that, I was like, okay, I need another little piece to kind of make it go. So I actually found this talk box, like old school 80s talk box synth or emulator that I had essentially from a guitar through Fruity Loops, and just made a couple of quick little plucks to kind of give it a little extra. Another delay. I was like, alright, now it kind of needs like another instrument behind it to kind of just like make you float away and kind of carry you away with it. So I found just the stock pad air chorus through Fruity Loops, filtered the crap out of it, and just made it. So I kind of got this little groove going out a little bit. And from there I was like, I really want to get a snare that's like super drifty and kind of like takes you into that dream state, which is kind of what I was going for on this general beat. So I found this old like synth drum from some old kit from back in the day, and obviously put my own little tweak on it. It's actually not even a snare, it's called Noise Burst, but I made it the snare. Sounds like it came off like an old Casio with like a really gritty, dirty reverb or something like that. But once I had that, I was like, okay, cool, like, get my drums together a little bit, I'll put a couple big kicks in there. I layered a tom and a bass drum together. Real simple drum pattern. I had my dude make a little, like, live recording on a drum set and kind of just use that as, like, a layer. Just to kind of give it, like, a live band feel a little bit. Tuck it off in the back so it doesn't really stick out too much. Then I like to put a couple of little pieces of what I call ear candy in there, which is just like a couple of little like percussion instruments here and there to kind of spruce it up and give it like a little bit more of a flow or a groove. So I put this open hi-hat in this other hit. And of course just a little like brush crash at the beginning to kind of keep it moving, you know. So I had some pretty simple drums put in and a couple of little highs, but they obviously all went with the melodies. And then I needed, like, I was like, I need two more things kind of like for a hook just to kind of give it a little bit of extra flavor. So I found this little synth instrument that I ran through an appreciator and basically turned into like an ARP. Just goes up and down a little bit on the scale, a little appreciation. But it kind of just makes the dance a little bit on the hook, and then I threw in this harpsichord instrument just for the little jump. Real simple, nothing special, but when you throw it all into the mix, every instrument counts. So, you know, started off with this. Just kept it nice and smooth and simple. And when you put it all together, something I threw together, nothing too special. Took a couple little breakdowns, you know, sent it out. This is Llyght Stevens, man. Thanks for checking in again. Keep a look for that EP coming out. That's the S.T.Y.L.E EP, Soundtrack to Your Lovely Existence. Follow me on Twitter at Llyght Stevens, Llyght Stevens.